Imagine a courtroom. The defendant sits on a throne, dressed in magnificent gold robes, but he sits strangely still. He doesn't breathe, he doesn't blink, and the smell coming from him is unbearable, because the defendant has been dead for 7 months. Standing in front of him is the Pope, screaming accusations at a rotting corpse. This isn't a scene from a horror movie or a nightmare. This actually happened in Rome in the year 897 AD. It is known as the Cadaver Synod. The day the Catholic Church put a dead man on trial, the man on the throne was Pope Formosus, or rather, what was left of him. He had died of natural causes and was buried peacefully. But his successor, Pope Stephen VI, had a deep, burning hatred for him. This hatred was fueled by the violent politics of Rome. Stephen wanted to erase everything Formosus had ever done. But to do that legally, he needed to prove that Formosus was illegitimate. So he ordered the tomb to be opened. They dragged the decomposing body out of the ground, dressed it in the sacred papal vestments, and propped it up on a throne in the basilica. The trial itself was sheer madness. A teenage deacon was forced to stand next to the corpse to speak on its behalf. Pope Stephen would scream questions at the dead body. Why did you usurp the papacy? Why did you betray your oath? The terrified deacon would stutter out answers for the corpse, while the smell of death filled the church. Unsurprisingly, the verdict was guilty, but the horror didn't end with the verdict. Pope Stephen wanted to punish the body. He ordered the 3 fingers on Formosus's right hand, the fingers used to give blessings, to be hacked off. They stripped the sacred robes from the rotting flesh, revealing the hair shirt underneath. Finally, the body was dragged through the streets of Rome and thrown into the Tiber River like common trash. It was the ultimate act of revenge, but it backfired. The people of Rome were horrified. They saw this not as justice, but as insanity. Rumors spread that the body of Formosus had washed up on the riverbank and started performing miracles. Within months, a rebellion broke out. Pope Stephen VI was overthrown, stripped of his power, and strangled to death in prison. The Cadaver Synod remains a dark reminder of how power can drive men to madness. It shows us that in the Game of Thrones, even death is not an escape.